Another day, another dollar, another Chloe. Why do the dogs just decide they're going to stare at me when we get the video camera out? At least you. What is it you want? You always just want to be front and center. You're the real star of the show. Anyway, just blown away by the amount of people, comments, views on the last two videos. Crazy. It's I didn't expect it to blow up like it did. I'm surprised that people like my ugly mug and content. Sometimes it's weird being behind the camera because it's like, why would anyone want to listen to me ramble on? A lot of times it's just cathartic to do so. But I am blown away and I appreciate all the new subs. And I hope I can continue to earn your views and subscriptions. So today, not a lot to talk about. We do have another shipment. I think I'm going to show everyone what it's like right now for why Lorcana is so expensive. What's that?
That knife won't cut it. Are yours?
Yeah? You don't think so?
Okay.
Jeez.
Well, it's that tape string.
Get doubted here by the cameraman about my talents of opening up boxes. It's like I haven't done this every day for years and years and years. So anyway, a little bit of what I got in today. So this was another order that I did through another distributor. So how Lorcana works is you choose a primary distributor, and then you can actually order from secondary distributors, and they have, I think they are doing similar to like what WPN does for Magic, at least, except though, like, it's been a long time since Wizards has really cared about it and really managed, WN stores compared to other stores. There used to be a big window when WPN could order and what products, but that's just gone through the roof now. I don't think that they've really cared to enforce against distributors as well as audit distributors about what's going on, and so I think just that's one of the reasons why Magic has such a tiny shelf life when a set is released, because it's supposed to go to WPN first and then allow for open orders, but it usually never does. So anyway, so this is kind of the problem. So everyone wonders how come Lorcana is worth so much. This is it. This is another massive order that I did, and I didn't get any booster boxes, just got some gift packs. And what are these, troves?
Type of
yeah,
things?
the bundles, the troves, which are just like bundles.
Those
so
look interesting. They look like really crappy cardboard.
What, these?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're just meant to open. I think they have a little
They
bundle.
got a little
fee,
box.
Did we open one of these before?
No, we haven't.
Let's just do it. Let's just do it and see
just
for our
looks...
curiosity. Let's lose money here. Oh, did you open one of these inside boxes?
No.
Okay.
We didn't open one of those.
So they do seem kind of
this
This
what
is
it
cheapo
looked
cardboard.
like.
This is gonna break.
It looked
pretty
like
quickly.
it's supposed to be.
So it's not the quality of Magic ones. You got little deck boxes and little inkwell thingies you can do. I still need to learn exactly how to play this game, and then
How
some
many
booster
packs
packs
even
here.
come with it?
I don't know. They're all over the place too. It's not like there's.
Flopped all over.
Looks like there's only 5. Oh no, there's more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh,
Looks like
wow.
there's 8 in here. For here, so again, it is bringing supply into the mix of things. Yeah, maybe I'll do a box opening for this sucker on the channel. We'll see. But like right now, it's not nearly positive EV to break Lorcana with booster packs or any sort of product, because again, it's just like they're, which is actually kind of a cool thing, good thing, because it means there is a lot of demand for people that just want to open product, have product, get product. For all the people that are trying to speculate in this, you're in a world for hurt, I think. I think right now it's, sell into the hype, because prices have come down. This is another thing about Lorcana, which is kind of neat. It does seem to be that cards, instead of collectability, are starting to shift and gear towards playability. So if you look at cards like Be Prepared, which sees a ton of play, and you see, I was just checking a lot of prices on TCG Player, the cards going down, cards going up. It does look like it's the competitive cards are starting to go up, which means people are playing it, which is a good sign. Like, I read through so many of the comments. I need to respond back to them on the Rogue Deck Builder when we did the box opening. I agree, I disagree with some stuff. Like, I think it's somewhere in the middle. You have people on the cult end of the spectrum that are like, oh, Lorcana is going to be the best thing ever. They're just, selling their house to buy Lorcana, all that kind of stuff. And then you have people on the opposite end of the spectrum being like, man, this is a gimmick. This is another Keyforge. This is another, Final Fantasy. It's another card game that's just going to get massive hype and just die. And I think actual Lorcana has proven itself. To be completely honest, I do not think this is the same. I actually don't even think this is quite as bad as how Flesh and Blood came out the gates. And man, every time I mention Flesh and Blood, I get the Flesh and Blood fans that just like want to crucify me. But do you guys? Was I the one that lived during that time period when you saw the just insane speculation where people made uber amounts of money, but also people lost everything on Flesh and Blood. Like when Monarch was finally released, and then people realized, there actually isn't the demand for this type of stuff that we originally thought, and it was just speculators selling into speculators.
Cold foils are like 50 cents in some of those.
Yeah, exactly. Like the thing about Flesh and Blood is like any garbage card had value, and regardless if it saw any sort of play and stuff. And now Flesh and Blood is definitely like Flesh and Blood now is in a good
it's
place.
A healthy market. Yeah.
It wasn't at one point in time, and that's where I actually think Lorcana is following a similar trajectory. But actually, what in the world are you doing? Why am I getting cuddles?
Yeah, because you're getting angry.
I'm not really getting angry. Why am I getting cuddles from Chloe? But Lorcana does seem to have like. Again, one of the reasons I didn't like Flesh and Blood at first, with all the FOMO and the hype, like I used to say that there was Black Lotus prices on a game that was less than a year old, which is absolutely ridiculous because it took 25 years for Black Lotus to get that valuable.
It's like $5,000 for a card.
Yeah, we pulled that one card that was like $500. We opened
it's 300. It's not even $300 anymore.
No, exactly. It's like I'm kicking myself for not taking the offer when someone wanted to pay $2,000 for it because it was worth $3,000 at the time. But anyway, going back to Lorcana, we're seeing. Of course, kind of Dutch tuliping going on with Lorcana, which is going to lead to the same sort of trajectory that we saw with Flesh and Blood. However, this is a more proven IP, and it does genuinely see to have a massive fan base. And the tournament structure seems to be pretty good. All the tournaments that they did at Gen Con seem to have very good view counts, have very good engagement. What is it called, Pixelborn or whatever the site you can actually play it on. It has high traffic at the moment. It seems to be a pretty fleshed out program that's good. There's it's got ranking systems, stuff like that, and so it's got this ecosystem that I think has already proven itself. However, I still go back to the kind of the Hearthstone analysis. This game could be bigger than Magic. This game might have a point where it overtakes Magic and just gets all the eyes and it just goes through the roof. But I am one to just still even say if it gets to that point to use a lot of discretion and caution, because oh man, was the fall of Hearthstone just the most beautiful thing ever. Well, no, I mean, like how big Hearthstone got, Magic has still not even come close. At least like Arena and online, and like it has not even come close. The amount of time and amount of users and amount of money that went into Hearthstone and whatnot. And I think that we actually suffered a lot of the years with like the Amonkhet years is when Magic was just salivating about becoming Hearthstone, and they made a lot of terrible decisions to try to turn Magic into Hearthstone. And now they've like leaned into more Commander, casual, celebrity type stuff, which I think they should still go back to their roots. But I mean, I'm rather them leaning into that than trying to become Hearthstone like there was. One other thing, did everyone remember the game Artifact? Like that's
never even. What happened to that?
Well, again, that thing just it took off.
Yeah.
It crashed servers. It was massive. There was a lot of people just buying into stuff, and yeah, it just had it had one of the best like initial releases of stuff, and it was going to be the Hearthstone killer and stuff, and then it just died to where no one played it. And so again, this is you gotta worry about hype and worry about it. Again, I get the guys that are fanboys for this. You are in good shape with Lorcana. Like you couldn't expect like a better kind of release, and they seem to be doing this right. Like I kind of like this slow trickle of stuff rather than just continue to flood the market off the gates. The main thing is I actually don't even think Lorcana anticipated this.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's kind of the situation with Lorcana. Let's see what else we got in this box, and then we'll just wrap it up here, as Zach's hand is probably getting tired. All right, so wow, it's a box of Grand Archive. I need to get this sucker shipped off.
And after about 3 minutes,
this is some other TCG. I have know nothing about Grand Archive, but I mean, there's still a billion TCGs out there. I got a lot of comments like, well, maybe you should diversify into like the more niche stuff. I don't like niche products. Hard to move, hard to sell. Yeah, you can make a lot of profit on them. Especially here in the store. Like people again, we are primarily a local game store that wants to, like, our good profits come from what we sell
niche,
here.
Remember?
What is this?
Remember how niche?
Is this what Keyforge or Light Seekers? I remember Light Seekers. They really campaigned this sucker.
They did.
Yeah,
I mean, how many binders of crap do we have?
Yeah, Light Seekers was another one. There again, there's another failed card game.
And they did tons of stuff for it. There's
they
many
promoted
of
that sucker like crazy.
Do not
want to
touch
another
anything.
one. Like look at our shelf of shame here. like we have. I'm so pissed about this.
Oh my
this is
gosh.
this is a SKU that was sent wrong to us.
Is it wrong?
But look at that.
My hero.
My Academia, no, that took off.
Metazoo.
Oh, wow.
That was
Metazoo.
supposed to be the best game ever, and you can't buy it. You have to buy it at my speculative
Arguing with the guy, he shall not be named. We don't talk about him. And he was talking about how Metazoo is the future, blah 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 blah. And so I went on TCG Player and looked at the sales of Metazoo, and literally the only card that was moving on TCG Player was the Rudy cards.
Hyped.
Yeah, no, they gave him they made Rudy cards.
Oh, you serious?
And a lot of people that was the only thing that was moving. Nothing else in Metazoo was moving. And I'm like, yeah, future, no. It should be at this point, with its 4th set being released, you should see a lot more movement if the game is actually seen play. And again, it's not saying there isn't a niche market for it, but this, again, Metazoo is overprinted to what is in My Hero Academia. I think they let their, the success of the first 2 sets just really think they had something rather than just a flavor of the week type thing.
Yeah.
And now that's in bad shape. My Hero Academia is in super bad shape with, go try to sell any of this stuff. It's just oversaturated, flooded, and stuff. And so again, most of these things do fail. And My Hero Academia again was shattering numbers. The universe system of stuff was starting to get a lot of a lot of people were loving playing it. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z is another one. I mean, Digimon. These things, a lot of these things have just come and gone. And that's why, when people are well, just go niche, going to Grand Archive, going to these type of stuff, going to sorcery, going to okay, yeah, I understand there's markets. I understand there's little niches and stuff. I would rather compete with the masses on especially something I know. I don't know many people that are as knowledgeable as me, and I'm not bragging about this. It's just I've been in the Magic industry for so long. As first, when I'll have to give story time again because a lot of you are new subscribers. But I mean, one of the reasons why I got into MC Finance, I had my entire collection stolen, and I ended up quitting Magic. And some buddies of mine bought me into a pre-release. And then I decided after I pulled a Restoration Angel, it was worth like $12 at the time, and I decided, okay, I'm going to go back to just being a power trader, and ended up turning the pre-release kit, a lot of the cards I pulled in that, into a couple tier decks, and I actually ended up building a modern deck and got a Pro Tour out of it after my entire collection was stolen. I was kind of deflated on ever wanting to collect Magic in or do anything.
Oh, sorry.
So anyway, well, yeah, we'll talk lastly about Flesh and Blood. Still doing super strong. Again, this is a game that I think found their right amount of printing and stuff. And they one of the things with Flesh and Blood is they've calmed themselves down in the overhyping and the over trying to promote and produce. Again, as a company, yes, you should be promoting and producing and stuff like that, but you should also do it within the scope of what you can handle. And that was one of the problems with Flesh and Blood is they kind of flew too close to the sun there at the first, and then they just had to realize exactly what their market was and really lean into that market rather than trying to expand quicker than it was possible for them to do. So it is in great shape. It still has decent profit margins. It still has good supply. It seems to have found its little its bearings here. So yeah, anyway, Lorcana, well, we'll talk more about it as I get more information on it. Again, I'm somewhere in the middle of, as these have dog water on them now.
That's what I was about ready to say.
Somewhere in the middle here with where I feel about it. I do think it will last at least for a while and get good play. I think people would be excited about it. We've had a lot of excitement here at the store for Lorcana, but all in all, you have 30 years of Magic, you have 25 years of Pokemon. Those are still the bread and butter. We know those aren't going anywhere. I'm a little bit over the doom and gloom about Magic. I just think that Wizards is going to have to tighten ship, and there will be a lot of things too that had nothing to do with Wizards, like the market factors and the fraud and the all the free money and all that stuff that was something that no one could. I mean, it's affecting every market now, from housing to cars to supplies. Everything is just correcting, and Magic is no difference with that. And so we're seeing a massive problem with that. So anyway, kind of rambled here for a while. Again, I want to appreciate everyone that is subscribed or has been new subscribers. This is a really chaotic channel. I've committed to be more consistent, at least doing these kind of point and shoot videos. We'll see if I can get back to the highly edited video. I want to show this real quick of what I was working on, and then I'll let Zach put his phone down. This is what I'm relearning, having to relearn lighting and camera. And so I was recording a video for my market channel last night, and the camera died right in the middle of it. And I was so sad. It didn't give me any warnings, and I was just recording, and it was charged the entire night, and so it looked good. But yeah, so this
odd.
So I'll have to record this, and there's nothing worse than planning a video, recording a video, and then having a disc die on it. So bear with me as I find my talent back. I'm figuring out how to record videos in 2023 and try to get everything going smoothly.
Cool.
Anyway, how you doing, dogs? You ready?
So
to
you're
take a
gonna
nap?
learn? You actually gonna learn Lorcana?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll learn Lorcana. I've never had a kids. I mean, I'll learn Pokemon. If people want to
fine.
play it, I'll learn it. That's kind of my role here at the store. Is like I always joke, everyone's +1. I mean, at the store. So if people need a board game player, or people need I'm more of the entertainer role than anything, which is, yeah. So yeah, I'll learn
Cool.
Lorcana and
Alright.
play it a little bit and see how I like it and give you guys an update when I do.
Come play on Saturday. Kevin will teach you to play. You got till Saturday to be
Yeah,
a pro.
if you are local, come in, get your sign up.
Well, you gotta
your,
earn these. We got all
yeah, we
kinds
gotta
of
figure out,
ways
'cause they,
to
like,
earn
yeah,
stuff.
it's-
I'm trying to figure out the tournament. I'll run the tournament system.
Remember, if you
Kevin
fill
will
out your
learn to play.
pronoun, you get extra points. Oh, 2023, you're awesome. See you guys next.